Hey guys, before we start, we would like to send some love and prayers to the people of Indonesia. We heard earlier today that 170 people passed away. They went to a match and never went back home. This is very sad. As a football fan and a football lover, we should not be able to go to a stadium and not come back home. Your loved one not supposed to go watch a match and not come back home. Whatever the reason is, it can be discussed later, but we would like to pray for the people of Indonesia that have lost someone. Welcome back to Kwesi Bowl TV. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you guys joining us. Hey guys, we're gonna discuss what happened over the weekend. The North London Derby, the Manchester Derby, of course, matches that went around over the weekend. Of course, there's another match tomorrow, Leicester versus Forest. Of course, we're gonna discuss Liverpool. I mean, why not? So let's get this thing jumping. With Liverpool, let's talk about the lineup, because this match, to me, we didn't do well based on the players, the lineup, and the substitution. Lineup, the back four as expected. We know Robo is injured, so he's not going to start. The goalie, safe pair of hands. Midfield three, that's what threw me off. We had Thiago as expected. Fab, of course. Hendo, I don't know where that came. Front three, Cavallo. Why on that side? Middle, Bobby. Okay, Jota or Bobby, we know that. And then, of course, Kinsala on the Pharaoh on the right side. The middle, I feel more comfortable if we're going to play Elliot there when we are at Anfield. If it was an away match, play Hendo due to experience, and he's going to play defensively. But we at Anfield, we need the win. We're going to have more of the ball. Why is Henderson coming straight in there? Because that threw the game off. Elliot is the one who's been playing with the team since Henderson has been injured. So he has kind of acclimatized to how the team plays. Carvalho, that is not his position. Yes, he could play up top, but his position is number 10. So I'd rather have him be in the middle three where he can shift into the number 10 role when we attack it. Because him being at that left side, him coming back and forth was non-existent. And that affected Thiago because Thiago had to do that job. Tsimikas was also struggling. Now, Tsimikas struggling, I could see based on lack of consistent playing. So his passes, his crosses was non-existent at all. Trent, same issues. After Klopp has backed you over the weekend and you go in and you fall asleep and basically act like you don't care. Your persona right now, I'm very concerned, but it seems to me that you are not happy. It's not whether you are not happy at Liverpool, it's just straight up that you are not happy. Usually Trent is always smiling, showing his teeth, like you could tell he's enjoying himself. Right now, it's like when you look at him, even in the YouTube videos or the pictures that we show, it's like he's not feeling being around those guys. Maybe I'm overlooking at things, but to me, there's something wrong with Trent. And it has to do with his mental, because we know he got skills. Whether you grade him 10 going forward and 5 coming back, it doesn't matter. He needs to start doing better. And personally, I think we need to start benching him, because after what they did to him over the international break, you would think he was going to come in a man possessed just to prove them wrong. But he did not. He did exactly what the naysayers were saying. And Klopp went out and backed you up. And then you basically let your men down. The team, as expected, go watch my last video. I said we were going to be rusty. And we were rusty. First 15 minutes, passes was not even going anywhere. The first half, we were useless. Midfield was just getting run over. Nothing that Brighton was doing that you'd be like, wow. It was just us being poor. That is what is the frustration is. Because second half, when you see Liverpool starting putting a few passes together, you were like, we creating chances. We're scoring goals. We scored 3 goals. Yeah, one of them was an own goal, but that was us pressing the issue for us to be able to score. This was very frustrating. And I think Klopp, I thought you said you were going to fix this, and we come back and we do exactly the same thing that we left. Ajax, this is not us playing Ajax. Ajax, we play way much better. This one, we didn't do well. And Alisson had to save us, because it would have been another 7-2 like we played Aston Villa a couple years ago. And VVD needs to get his act together. Yes, he knows he's not playing well, but my man, come on, wake up. I don't know what's going on. That third goal should have never happened. This sound looks more like VVD after the injury. Last year, you came after the injury and you were the best defender. Now it's like you just got back from another injury. We don't know what's going on, but Klopp needs to fix this. Either formation change, tactical change, whatever it is, the way we usually play is not working because we don't have the legs anymore. We can't bring back the transfer window until January, so we can't be beating the dead horse over and over and over again. We should have bought more midfielders. And right now, I'm looking at that. we need, starting next summer, we need to start looking at attackers too, because Bobby and Salah are not the future. Bobby might leave. Salah will be the only one left. So Jota is like the main dude right now because he's the future. Midfield and attackers needs to be looked at. We can't wait till the season. When you're in the season, then we talk about, we need to go do this. We could do that. Plan A. No. We need to start looking at moving forward because this thing of our model, people have caught up to us. There's too much money in the game where people could spend money and catch up to us. Yes, we were 2-3 season ahead of people, but we can't keep doing that anymore. So I'm just hoping that right now, way we do business changes. It's not spending the money, it's when we spend the money. That is the issue now. As 3-3, I saw it. It was like, why did you bring Milner in? I can see you trying to have Tsimikas play against Rangers. You bring in Milner. No, let Milner start against Rangers and then bring Tsimikas in. Let him finish. We were not playing well for you to take Tsimikas out. Let him finish the game. I don't see anything that he did so wrong that he needs to go off. He didn't look like he was tired, unless something that we don't know. But Milner, this is the same thing that happened against Everton. So I'm hoping Klopp stop doing these things because he's shooting himself in the foot. Right now, you could tell he's like, I can't figure it out, and he's giving us the same vibe as Dortmund on his 7th year. But I know he's going to fix it. He brought us here. He's going to get us out of this. So Tuesday, I'm expecting us to play better, and I'm expecting the reinvention of Liverpool, as Klopp said when we lost to Napoli. We're going to move on from Liverpool because if you keep talking about Liverpool, you're just going to cry. Or you're just going to laugh. North London Derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham. This was a great match. As expected, it wasn't as fiery as everybody thought it was going to be, but just like I suspected, I said Arsenal's going to play a very pleasing on the eye, easy on the eye, basically, ball, and Tottenham is just going to be boring, pragmatic, hit you on the counter-attack. I'm going to talk about Conte a little bit. Conte, it worked when you were at Chelsea because you had those players, and those players were at their peak, the Contes. I think Hazard was even there. Those players were at their peak, so it worked perfect. You don't have the same players as Tottenham, right? You can't just park the bus when you have another team has a lot of skillful players. Eventually, you're going to get found out. The same thing happened. I'm not going to compare Arsenal to City, but same thing happened to Crystal Palace. They were 2 goals up, and then they decided they're going to park the bus. City is way too good for you to park the bus. They're going to find a way. Now that they even have Haaland. So going back to Arsenal, Spurs shoot themselves in the foot. They had no control of the game. At one point, they had control in the middle of the game for about 15 minutes, especially when Arsenal scored the first goal. But after that, it was like, okay, we drew 1-1. We're just going to sit back. As soon as the second half started, Arsenal put the ball in. Now they are under pressure. And they're making mistakes. That red card, I'm sorry, you step on somebody's ankles like that, you leave it up to the ref and the VAR to decide that. It looks like it's not a red card, but to me, it is a red card. He stepped on his ankle. He could have broken that ankle. First, this parking of the bus is not working because you did that against Chelsea. You get away with it. Chelsea is the one who just wasted their chances. But we move on to what's next? What was the next match? So, of course, Bournemouth and Brentford 0-0. Crystal Palace and Chelsea. That one was exciting for the first half because Crystal Palace hit them with a goal so fast, Chelsea didn't know what was going on. But guess what? Homeboy Gallagher is the one who comes in and saved Chelsea off the bench. That goal was spectacular. Potter is going to take you a while. Fulham, Mitrovic didn't do well. I think he got injured or so. And then Chabalak got a red card, so that affected them big time. And Newcastle just put the squeeze on them. So 4-1 for Newcastle. Everton, it's time to find their feet. They went to go down and then came back and scored 2 goals. So 2-1 on Everton over Southampton. West Ham beat Wolves. I thought these Wolves, and guess what? They fired their manager over the weekend. My boy Bilal did mention it over Grace Can's show that something is moving around about the manager of Wolves, and then bam, on Sunday, he got fired. So they're going to hire a new one. But let's talk about the Manchester Derby that, Manchester did not show up. United, that is. They did not show up in the first half, and City tore them a new one. City is not playing well. KDB and Haaland are painting over the cracks, and people are not seeing that. Newcastle showed the blueprint. We showed the blueprint at Community Shield. You could say, oh, that's a glorified preseason game. But Newcastle did exactly what we did, and they almost beat them. Crystal Palace almost beat them. Man United just came in thinking that they're going to open up and then just, no. You won 4 games. You're not ready yet. You guys are 5 years behind. How are you going to go play City like that with no energy? I mean, 6-3 is, the 3 goals were basically, City just shutting down for the last minute. Second half, when ManU came back, they started playing better. And when they were passing the ball, you could see City was struggling. City has an issue with their defensive mid and their defense. I know Rodri wasn't playing, but even when Rodri is playing, you could tell they're struggling defensively. So Manchester United, I don't know why they didn't take advantage of that, and they got bullied and ended up being 6-3. Those 3 goals were basically flattering. The penalty, that Anthony goal was basically a super goal. The goalie, Henderson, man, I'm looking at you. If you want to go to World Cup, you shouldn't let those type of goals go in. It's a beautiful shot, but come on. You saw it coming. Leeds 0, Aston Villa 0, tomorrow Leicester and Forest. But guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Please share, subscribe, like. Please comment too. Comment if you don't agree with what I said. Put it out there. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Kwesi Bolt, Archie. Peace.